สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับครับ Welcome back to another coding session ผมชื่อสุนิลครับ in your with spot skills วันนี้เราจะสร้างเกมครับเราจะทบทวนเราเรียนเกี่ยวกับอะไรครับเราเรียนเกี่ยวกับ if else fors whiles functions และ classes และวันนี้เราจะสร้างเกมข้างในใช้ for loop และ if else statements แล้วก็หลังจากนั้นจะเปลี่ยนไป refactor ถึง functions แล้วก็ refactor อีกหนึ่งครั้งถึง classes. So today's going to be a pretty in-depth day. We're going to cover everything. เลยเราจะสร้างเกมเป่ายิงฉุบครับ otherwise known as rock paper scissors ในภาษาอังกฤษครับ so let's get started ใน rock paper scissors จะปกติมี3ทางเลือกครับ we have choices equal to rock paper and scissors.And today I'm going to keep it for a command line game จะมีเล่น command line game จะแค่รับ input จาก user ครับจะแสดงว่าใช้ user input จากอย่างไรครับข้างใน Python ครับ so we just got rock paper scissors here แล้วก็ผม import random library ด้วยครับ so I'm just going to break down the import random library as well import random และ print random.choice จาก choicesและเราจะเห็นว่าดูอย่างไรครับ so if I do a python 3 and we go to our file oops this is rock paper scissors and we print we get paper then we get paper scissors scissors rock so it's pretty random so we know our random function is working บางครั้งมี paper บางครั้งมี scissors บางครั้งมี rock okay cool so that's working now what I want is input so I have a player choice let me player versus computer. So I'm just going to put in here, this will be player versus computer. This one will be using for loops and if else. Afterwards, we will jump down to functions, change/refactor to functions, le change/refactor to classes. So those are going to be the 3 big steps. จะมี3อันดับใหญ่มากครับ so วันนี้ครับ player choice equals to input จาก user enter your choiceและทีนี้ไม่มีคิดเกี่ยวกับ error checking วันนี้ครับแค่จะคิดเกี่ยวกับ okay as long as it's the right text and style and all that that's all that matters so player.choice.lower and if player choice in choices cool then we go into our game else illegal print illegal choice and then we end the game but we want to play เราอยากเล่น3 ครั้งครับ so we want to have 3 rounds so I'm also going to say we want to play a minimum of 3 rounds so ข้างในนี้ผมจะเขียนว่า alright ผมอยากใช้ for loop ข้างในนี้ so I'm going to put in a for loop I range 3ให้วันนี้ครับ for I in range ก็โทษนะเขียนมาได้ so there we go and let's just see เราจะเขียนว่า continue ข้างล่างครับเพราะว่าถ้าเกิดว่าเขียนไม่ถูกครับ so I'm going to print so here we'll go into if player and player choices there we go print player choice so we'll find out if we can get into this loop เราจะเห็นว่าถ้าเกิดว่าอันนี้ทั้งหมดถูกต้องครับSo I'm just going to test it and see if we made any errors along the way. So here, enter your choice. I'm going to enter in rock. Cool. Your choice is rock. Cool. Enter your choice. Rock. And there it is. And if we do paper, cool. So 3 ครั้งor 3 ครั้งแล้วครับ So enter your choice, rock, เขียนว่า rock, rock, and paper. So if we do that again, so we have rock, paper, and scissors. Cool. All of them are in. ถ้าเกิดว่าผมเขียนผิดครับ So if I do ASDF, oh, illegal choice, and illegal choice. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. So I can comment out that. และตอนนี้ ถ้าเกิดว่าเขียนว่า player choice เป็นทุกครับจำเป็นต้องเขียนว่า computer choice ข้างในนี้ด้วยครับ so I have to pick a computer choice so computer choice ก็จากที่นี้ครับ so I'm going to use this function ที่นี้ครับและเขียนว่า computer choice well I should keep that in there I'll keep that in for now and we'll do a computer choice equals to that so now in my if statement my player choice and my computer choice actually I'll keep it outside of my statement there we go so then ข้างในนี้ครับผมอยากแสดงว่า or เห็นว่าถ้าเกิดว่า player choice และ computer choice ผลกระทบคืออะไรครับ so if I do a print player choice and computer choice ผมอยากเห็นว่าเปรียบเทียบคืออะไรครับ so I do rock here and I get rock scissors so ผมเขียนว่า rock computer เขียนว่า scissors ในสถานการณ์นี้ผมชนะครับเพราะว่าผมเขียนว่า rock แล้วก็ rock ชนะ scissors rock beats scissors and if I put in paper well paper and paper this is a tie okay then if I put in scissorsอันนี้ scissors and scissors อันนี้เท่ากัน so I need to have a few different if statements in here so if and I'm going to put in 3 different cases if player choice equals rock and computer choice equals scissors or player choice equals scissor or paper and computer choice equals this will be rock or player choice equals scissors and computer choice equals paper player 1 print player or you win you won okay so ทำอะไรบ้างครับ so we've got if this is a bit long to read so if player choice and computer choice or that or that so these 3 are my choices here if these 3 and we'll close it off here so if those I win ถ้าเกิดว่ามี else if จะเปลี่ยนไปถึง elif player choice and we can just switch these around ตอนนี้ผมจะแค่เขียนว่า C D E F and we'll change these up to computer choice whoops we'll change these up to player choice and we'll switch this up to computer choice so just flipping this แค่เปลี่ยนไป that's it and instead of you1 computer 1 le else if player choice equals computer choice print tie game round tied and else print shouldn't print this should not print this เพราะว่าอันนี้ทั้ง3ทีนี้ครับมี player choice เท่ากันหรือมี choice ทีนี้ครับ or มี I won ผมชนะ computer ชนะหรือ tied we shouldn't have another case but just in case we do I have another protective else here now let's see what happens and this should be our game really so if I put in my choice cool the round tied เพราะว่ามี rock and rock okay cool so player choice computer choice rock and rock okay so ผมจะเขียนว่า paper okay ผมชนะเพราะว่า paper beats rock เพราะว่า paper covers rock and then finally scissors and I won awesome because scissors just cut paper okay so how can I make this more descriptive we can just add in here some print statement functionality and say player choice beats computer choice cool and flip these around flip teeny die cup so computer choice beats player choice และใส่ไม่ลืม ตัวอักษร F ครับที่นี้ครับ so we get functional print formatting and round tide is player choice and computer choice. There we go. There we go. Remember the F there. And let's play this one more time. So we get rock, computer 1, okay, because paper beats rock. Pumpkin what paper, round tide, paper, paper, and scissors. Okay, round tide, scissors, scissors. We have a functioning game here. Cool. Okay, now if I want to keep score, ผมอยากเพิ่ม score ข้างในนี้ครับ What if I want to be able to know who actually won the entire game? ถ้าเกิดว่าผมเล่น3 ครั้ง15 ครั้ง I want to know who won the actual full game. So in here, I'm going to create a variable called scores. And it's going to be a dictionary. เพราะว่าผมอยากใช้ player score คือ0และ computer score คือ0ครับ Okay, cool. และข้างล่างที่นี้ inside the U1, I'm going to add in a scores of player. Oops. Scores player เพราะว่าผมอยากเพิ่มนี้ครับ plus equals 1. And in here, scores of computer plus equals 1. And round tide ไม่ต้องเปลี่ยนครับ Then finally we can just do a print scores down below. So now when we play this one more time, rock, paper, scissors, and we get computer is 1, player is 0. เพราะว่ามี2 round tide ที่นี้ round tide ที่นี้จำเป็นต้องมีแค่1ชนะใน1 round. We played a total of 3 rounds, but there was only 1 winner. No winner in this round. ไม่มีชนะไม่มีใครชนะที่นี้มีแค่1 คนชนะ. Okay, cool. Now I have all of this stuff. So cool. This is a functioning game. It works. It's nice. No real problems. But it's ugly. It's one giant hunk of code. It's not maneuverable. ไม่ได้ใช้ reuse. ไม่ได้ใช้ถ้าเกิดว่าผมอยากเปลี่ยนไปที่นี่จำเป็นต้องเปลี่ยนไปทั้งหมด I have to change a lot of things here. So how can I refactor this? So เราจะแค่ refactor ข้างใน functional ครับ. So first and foremost, what I want to do is take my choices and I want to put this whole entire thing. I'm going to take this whole thing. First and foremost, Control C and Control V. And for now, ตอนนี้ผมจะแค่ comment ทั้งหมดนี้ครับ. I'm going to comment all that. Keep the import random. เพราะว่าจำเป็นต้องใช้ข้างใน this actually should be up here. And I'm going to use that globally. But in here, for my refactor to functions, I'm going to put this whole thing. ใส่ทั้งหมดข้างใน function. So define rock, paper, scissors. Cool. Okay, now what happens if I just do a rock, paper, scissors game like this? So rock, 1, paper, scissors. Okay, round tide, player 2, 0, perfect. So here we go. Now the only thing we're not doing is checking, but everything still works. แต่ผมอยากเพิ่ม functionality ของ check นี้ Actually, I want a nice message that says 2-0, but it doesn't really matter for now. แต่ข้างในนี้ผมแยกกันได้ครับ so I can have a couple functions here. I can have my input functions here, and I can say, okay, I want to take my functions here or break them up. I'm going to define inputs, and here I'm just going to toss in my choices. เพราะว่าไม่จำเป็นต้องใช้ข้างใน rock paper scissors ใช้ choices ข้างใน inputs และข้างในนี้ผมจะใช้ inputs ข้างในนี้ด้วยครับ so close those up and put in my inputs here. Okay, so now I have player choice and all of that. And if player choice in choices, then I return player choice and computer choice. Whoops. There we go. Or else, actually here I can put my else up above there, and I can say, tini, what I really want to do is have my player choice and my computer choices here to user input. So inputs. There we go. So now I say if player choice so now I can say, where did I want to go with that? Let's check this and just make sure. I might have to refactor this in just a minute, but I want to be able to say Tagarwami player choice may me tukdong. If it's not in choices, then I want to restart this whole thing. So else in here, I can just say inputs again, run inputs again. And I can just say return inputs or just run inputs again. So we'll say print illegal choice. And we'll see what this does. And I'm going to back all of this stuff up. There we go. And we'll see what happens. So if I run this, rock, cool, rock, and rock, awesome, me, computer one, you one, computer one, cool, everything still works. Now what if I type in something illegal, illegal choice, illegal choice, illegal choice? Now it keeps going, which is fine. The game doesn't stop, but the moment I go rock, cool, and then I go illegal choice, it still stays in the game. Jiyu Kangnai game Dai Cup. So now I hit rock again, and there we go. So I have a tied round, I have a computer one round, and I have a I1 round. So 1, 1, 0. Perfect. So that works. So now my inputs is much cleaner. I have a better choice. I'm not penalized. In this version, I am penalized my illegal choice. So here I can separate this out. Separate die cup, logo, me functionality, perm do cup. And now I have my game working. All right, cool. So what if I wanted to move this apart as well? I'm gonna, do I really need this one? I don't think I need that one. Oops. I don't need that anymore either. So let's run this again. Rock, paper, scissors, and there we go. So everything still works just fine. Now I want to move this out and call it game play. So in here, kangnai ni pomyak ok tangbot ni kangnai define game define checks or what is it, options checks or gameplay, doesn't matter, I'll call it gameplay. RPS check, there we go, cut it up. And in my RPS check, rock, paper, scissors check, I'm just going to copy all of this, Control C, comment that out, and come up here into my RPS check. There we go. And in here, I can just run RPS check. Le kangnai ni jamben tong sai player choice, computer choice, and scores. And that should be it for this particular one. So my scores is defined here. Le ani okjak tinanka, and I can print my scores from there. And here I'm going to return scores. And that should be it. So scores equals that. And if we do this again, rock, let me see. Oh, kadoda. So RPS check takes 0 positional arguments, bawa pom lim kangnai ni kap, player choice, computer choice, and scores. All right. So rock, tied, paper, tied, scissors, tied, moment of truth, computer 1, awesome, everything still works just fine. So I can delete all of this as well. So now what we have, tani, mike function kong rock, paper, scissors, tini ka. So I'm running the function here. Now I've got RPS check up here, and I'm just returning scores. Tairwa pomiak return output kanglang tini. We can clean this up a little bit more. Kianwa tini. I can just do all of these two. Output equals to that. And I can just say print output below here. So now that makes it a little bit nicer. So enter the choice, rock, paper, scissors. Cool. Computer I1, computer 1, pom chana, pom chana song krang, computer chana nung krang cup. So won that. Awesome. So now what we can do is refactor this into classes as well, because we have these variables. Some variables are here, and then other variables are up here. We can change this around to where we now put them into what we call attributes for the whole class. So this kicks off any rock, paper, scissors, tagawa mai mini cup, and I run this. I'm not going to get anything. There's going to be zero output whatsoever. But now I've gotten it down to one function. I can control how I run all of this. Pom jani rock, paper, scissors, the main game. Ja riek inputs jak tini. Ja riek RPS check jak tini. Le print score sutai cup. So perfect. So now how do we refactor this into a class? So let's take a look at how to refactor this into classes. Pom ja copy loknan cup. And I'm just going to take all of this stuff, and I'm just going to put it all into a class for now. I'm going to call it class RPS. So kienwa class RPS for rock, paper, scissors. Let paste tangmot kangnai nika. So now we have our rock, paper, scissors game in here, and move everything in, and let's see what happens. So game equals RPS. The game dot rock, paper, scissors. So what will happen if I just do this? All right, so here we have a problem. Rock, paper, scissors takes 0 positional arguments, but 1 was given. Tammai kap, ani yangrai kap, me 1 was given, but what kangnai class me initializer. Leko kangnai class autonomat me self kangnai ni kap. So there's automatically a self in here, and I just have to change all of these variables to self. So if I just did self, now I see, okay, cool, I can enter my choices, and I still get the exact same input. Tied, tied, and tied. Let's try this again with rock, paper, and scissors. Cool, it all still works. Perfect. But now if I wanted to add modularity and some functionality to it, so this looks much simpler and easier. But what's happening is I'm still using rock, paper, scissors to call and kick off all of these functions. So I'm not really controlling the game flow. Game flow. So now I can actually go and control the game flow a bit easier and a bit more by creating functions where I call them individually. So this works just fine, no problem. But if I wanted to, I could then call inputs on my own. So let's just see what happens. Game.inputs. And we'll get rid of this. See what happens. So rock. And that's it. So now I can call these individual and break them out much easier than I could before. So is this really good programming or bad programming? Doesn't really matter. The functionality still works. But I'm just showing how to be able to move into classes right away and create this all as an object. That's all I want to show for today. If you still want to, you can see how this is just syntactical niceties and grouping all of this together. But wa kangnai RPS, jami. So now kangnai RPS me print der kong RPS or print der kong game. So now if I do that, I get all of these functions of RPS check is in there, rock, paper, scissors in there, inputs is in there, and all of these other functions are in there as well. Now if I wanted to print the type of game, I get the type of game is in RPS. So rock, paper, scissors. Now up here I can use an initializer class, define init, self, and in here, what if I want to, I can move out all of the variables. So ani okjaktini, okjak or kangnaini, and just use self.scores is this. Cool. Le tagarwa pomyak perm rounds ka pomyak plain by ni can self.rounds. Now I initialize the game. Now I'm going to want to put in the number of rounds, and by default it's 3. So self.rounds equals to rounds. Okay, so now if I want to use scores anywhere, so now all I have to do is, instead of scores there, I just use self.scores. So self.scores. And we'll make sure that this all still works, the same. So comment these two out, reinitialize the game. rock, paper, scissors. Perfect, you won. All of it still works just fine. And why did I do that? Because now it makes it much nicer and cleaner in here to only run the engine of the game, which is now I can make it so rounds equals to 6 rounds. And I can add features much easier. Rock, paper, scissors, rock, paper, scissors. And now I've got 5 wins or 5 total games that were decided one way or another. And we've got a final round that was tied. So อันนี้ถูกต้องครับ So just wanted to show you how we can add functionality so much easier in here. ถ้าเกิดว่าผมอยากเขียนว่า check score เลยเพิ่มว่า check score. So this becomes much easier to check. And in here, I don't really even need scores, but I can just do if self.scores.player is greater than self.scores.computer, return you won. And we can take this, 2, there we go. And flip this around. If self.scores.player is less than, you lost. Computer to player, else if อันนี้คือเท่ากัน and then we can say tie game, and that should be it. Oops, I need one more else if there, and then I can run after the game dot check score, and whoops, I think I might have a indentation syntax, invalid syntax, self.scores. Why are you giving me a indentation or a self.scores? Print self.scores.player. 1 second. Okay. Oh, doesn't have an object. Am I going about the wrong self.scores? Player. Let me reduce this down to 1. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Did I not write this correctly? Oh, that makes total sense. Okay. Start computer. And ผมคิดว่าทีนี้จำเป็นต้องเขียน double because there we go. That should work. That's it. There we go. All right. So I'm going to remove this or put this back to 3 rounds, and then we can see the check rock, rock, and rock, and check score. I want to print check score, kadoka, and there we go. And there we go. You lost 2-1. So computer has 2, you have 1. ไม่ต้อง print self.scores ทีนี้ครับ I can just run game check scores ทีนี้ครับ so I can add functionality much easier just by grabbing what I've already used up here and there we go so ถ้าเกิดว่าผมอยากเพิ่ม functionality ข้างในนี้เพิ่มได้ครับและถ้าเกิดว่าผมอยากsplit up functionality มากกว่านี้ครับได้ครับ so hopefully you can see the evolution and we see where we went from using for loops and if else statements to functions to make it easier เพราะว่า functions ผมใช้เมื่อไรผมอยากเรียกครับแล้วก็ classes เหมือนกันครับผมอยากใช้เมื่อไรผมอยากเรียกครับ so this saves on processing power and it also makes it modular makes it much easier to add things into our project as we need to and that's it so hopefully this helps understand how we go from a very monolithic this is what's called monolithic project and it's just one giant lump sum of code. I can't do anything with it. I can't transfer it out. ไม่อยากใช้ logic ข้างในไฟล์อื่นๆครับและถ้าเกิดว่าผมแยกกันข้างใน functions แยกกันได้ครับ but even this is hard to manage over time. function นี้จำเป็นต้องจำได้ว่า oh I gotta add in these variables here. I gotta add in no variables here. I gotta call it with some variables. It's hard to remember. แต่ถ้าเกิดว่าเปลี่ยนไปถึง classes okay classes ทำความสะอาดกว่าเพราะว่าถ้าผมอยากใช้ all I have to do is just call it in the class เพราะว่าอยู่ข้างใน class แล้วครับแล้วก็เรียกจากที่นี้ได้ครับ so I don't have to pass it in every time to here I don't have to keep on passing in new variables here I can just I can even get rid of these variables here และเขียนว่า self dot self dot self dot so I can clean this up as well and I can make all of these self.player choice, self.computer choice. So multiple ways to make the code easier and simpler because it's all inside of our class itself. So ถ้าเกิดว่ามีคำถามเขียนได้ใน Facebook ครับเขียนได้ใน YouTube ครับถ้าเกิดว่ามีคำถามเกี่ยวกับทำให้อะไร or ทำไมทำให้แบบนี้ครับเขียนได้ so more than happy to answer your questions but hopefully this helps you understand going from functions to refactoring going from monolithic to refactoring to functions to refactoring to classes all right everybody เจอกันครั้งหน้าครับ bye everybody